Have you ever noticed how people stop treating you the same once you get older? Friends start fading away without a word. Family members seem more impatient than they used to. Even strangers who used to smile at you now avoid eye contact. Weird, right? And honestly, it stings. Because deep down, you know you still have so much to give, but there's this cold feeling like you're being pushed to the sidelines. But what if I told you? This isn't just about how they're acting. Yeah, I know that might sound a little harsh. But here's the truth, after 70, there are certain habits, small, barely noticeable things that can actually make the people you love start pulling away. It's not always on purpose. These are little behaviors that creep in without you realizing. But one day you look around and it's quiet, too quiet. Here's the good news though, once you see these patterns, you can change them. You can reconnect with the people who matter and bring life back into your relationships. In this video, we're going to talk about 6 hidden habits that could be slowly leading you toward loneliness and how to turn them around. By the end, you'll have a whole new perspective on how others see you, treat you, and respond to your presence. This isn't about changing who you are, it's about letting the best version of you shine again. Let's jump into the first one. 1. Always being negative, the habit that pushes people away without you noticing. You don't have to yell at someone to push them away. Sometimes just complaining all the time does the trick. One of the fastest ways to drain the people around you without even realizing it is by constantly speaking with a heavy negative tone. Look, we all know life isn't easy. And by the time you hit your 70s, you've probably been through a lot: health issues, money problems, family drama, disappointment with society. None of that is small stuff. All of it is real, and all of it matters. But when those struggles become the center of every single conversation, something shifts. People stop wanting to talk. Negativity is contagious. It doesn't just bring you down, it brings them down too. If every visit with your kids turns into a rant about how the world's falling apart, if every coffee with a friend becomes another nothing's like it used to be talk, eventually, folks stop associating you with peace and start associating you with stress. And hey, this doesn't mean your feelings aren't valid, but always looking through a dark lens wears people out. Slowly but surely. Ask yourself this after clues: would you enjoy being around someone who constantly talks about everything that's wrong? Probably not, and guess what? Neither does anyone else. No one expects fake positivity, but a little gratitude here, a little curiosity there, maybe a happy memory or two. It can seriously change the vibe of a conversation. So what can you do instead? If you catch yourself starting a chat with a complaint, pause for a second. Ask yourself, what kind of energy am I bringing into this? Try shifting the topic, even just a little, towards something lighter or more uplifting. Tell a funny story, share an interesting fact, give a genuine compliment. Tiny changes like that, they make a huge difference. Bottom line, people don't back away because they don't like you. They do it because they don't want to feel worse after talking to you. A little self-awareness, it can go a long way. And always remember, after a conversation with you, people shouldn't feel drained, they should feel lighter. 2. Giving advice no one asked for. Why good intentions can still push people away. Let's be real for a second. Life didn't hand you wisdom on a silver platter. You earned it through your own mistakes and by watching others crash and burn too. You've seen enough to know when something's a bad idea. So of course, when you see someone you care about going down the wrong path, you want to help. Totally natural, right? But here's the twist. What you mean as help might come across as judgment, especially to younger folks in your life. Maybe your adult kids or grandkids are doing things you'd never do. Blowing their money, raising their kids in ways you don't understand, living life on their own terms. You step in with concern, but they hear it as criticism. And it's not just family. You tell a friend they should eat better. You suggest they stop wasting money. You encourage them to get out more, live a little. But to them, it sounds like you're doing it wrong. That's when they start pulling away. Here's what we forget. No one likes being told what to do, even if the advice is solid. When every conversation turns into a list of corrections and life tips, people stop coming to you. So what's the fix? Simple rule: don't give advice unless they ask for it. If someone truly wants your opinion, they'll come to you. And if they don't, it usually means they're trying to figure it out on their own, and that's okay. This doesn't mean you can't ever share what you know. It just means you gotta respect their space and independence. Instead of saying, you really shouldn't be eating that, try, hey, I've picked up some tips on healthy eating, want to hear a few? If they say yes, go ahead and share. If they say no, just let it go. That tiny shift, it changes everything. Bottom line, people aren't avoiding your advice. They're avoiding the feeling of being judged. But when you offer guidance with respect for their choices, you become someone they trust, not someone they tune out. And that makes you stronger in every relationship you've got. 3. Resisting change. Are you saying this is just who I am and pushing people away without knowing it? The world's changing fast, and yeah, not every change feels good. Some things are confusing, annoying, even downright unnecessary, but that's not the real issue. The question is, are you growing with the world, or are you stuck back in the way things used to be? One of the most common traps people fall into as they get older is resisting change without even realizing it, and honestly, it's understandable. You've lived decades with certain values, routines, and ways of thinking. Watching all that fade in real time, it can sting, but when every conversation turns into back in my day, or we used to do things better, people, especially younger ones, start to shut down. They stop hearing you. It's like they're running into a wall, not having a conversation. Take technology, for example. Smartphones, apps, social media, yeah, it might seem messy or silly or useless, but like it or not, this is how people connect now, and if you refuse to take part in it, no one's pushing you out, they just don't know how to pull you in. Your grandkids might not call, they'd rather text. Your friends may not phone you anymore, they're planning everything in group chats. You're thinking, why didn't they call? They're thinking, I messaged, but you never replied. So the real question isn't, do they care? It's, are you giving them a way to reach you? So what can you do instead? Instead of saying, this is dumb, I don't get it, try asking, what is this thing? Show me how it works. You don't have to hop on every new trend. But a little curiosity, a little openness, it can open up doors you never expected. When people see that you're willing to learn instead of instantly judge, they enjoy spending time with you a whole lot more. Bottom line, no one's asking you to love every new thing that pops up. But people do respect when you listen before you dismiss. Staying curious, that's brain fuel. Being open to change, that's what keeps your relationships breathing. 4. Always expecting without giving back. Why the ones who say, I'm always here for you, suddenly disappear? You know where relationships start to quietly fall apart. It's not in loud arguments. It's when one person keeps taking and never gives anything back. At first, people let it slide. They make excuses. They say it's okay, they need support. But over time, something builds up. It's called emotional burnout. And the truth, this happens more and more as we get older. That happens more and more as we get older. Not because we're selfish, but because we start to crave more care, more attention, more priority, which is fair. But here's the question, are you showing appreciation in return? You might not even notice it. Maybe you expect your kids to call every day, your grandkids to drop by often, your errands to get done, but you don't always say thank you. Maybe you lean on a friend for support, tell them everything that's bothering you, but you never stop to ask, hey, how are you doing? Maybe you expect younger family members to drop everything because, well, that's what family's supposed to do, but they've got their own lives, their own energy, their own limits, and here's the hard truth, people don't mind helping as long as they feel appreciated. The second they feel taken for granted, they start pulling away quietly, and then suddenly you're thinking, did they forget about me? But no, they didn't forget, they just got tired. So does that mean you should never ask for help? Of course not, we all need help sometimes. But relationships aren't one-way streets. You have things to give too, a kind word, a sincere thank you, a simple how's your day going? Even a short text can make someone feel valued. What should you do? Ask yourself, am I always the one receiving? If the answer is yes, it's time to give a little back. Remember birthdays, send a thoughtful message, pick up the phone just to listen. Bottom line, people want to be around you, but only when they feel appreciated. The moment it feels like a chore, that connection starts to fade, and the good news, even the smallest bit of gratitude, can turn everything around. 5. Living in the past. Are you telling stories or missing the present? Memories are beautiful, they warm your heart. They bring back the faces you loved, the moments that shaped you, the lessons that stuck. But here's the thing, if every conversation ends up being a walk down memory lane, people stop seeing you as someone they can connect with right now. This is one of those sneaky habits that shows up more and more with age. If every sentence starts with back in my day, or when I was your age, eventually people check out, they stop really hearing you. Imagine a younger person telling you about their struggles, and all they get back is you don't know how hard it used to be. That doesn't build connection, it builds a wall. Nobody's saying your past doesn't matter, but their experience matters too, and when everything they say is met with a comparison to how things used to be, the emotional distance grows, and it's not just about the younger crowd. Even friends your own age might be thinking, haven't I heard this story? Like 3 times already. After a while, conversations become predictable, boring, flat. So what can you do instead? Yes, share your memories, but also stay curious about what's happening right now. Ask questions. What's going on in their life? What are they feeling? What are they planning? And when you catch yourself about to tell that same story again, just pause and ask, is this the right time for it? And maybe the most powerful shift of all, stay open to creating new memories. Don't just relive the past, be willing to live in the present. Bottom line, memories are precious, but they shouldn't replace the here and now. People want to feel close to who you are today, not just who you used to be. And when you show interest in their present, they'll be a lot more excited to stay connected with you and yours. 6. Pushing people's boundaries. Are you trying to get close, but pushing them away instead? As we age, our relationships shift. The way we connect with family, friends, even neighbors, it all starts to look a little different. But there's one thing that never changes. Everyone needs personal space. Young or old, people need their boundaries respected. But something happens to some of us with age and we don't even notice it. We start thinking, I'm older, I come first, and without meaning to. That mindset can lead to crossing lines. You might expect your calls to be answered instantly, and if they're not, you feel ignored. Or maybe you drop by someone's house unannounced, assuming they'll be thrilled to see you. But what if they're tired? What if they're in the middle of something? What if they just need a moment? Then there's the emotional part. If you constantly unload your stress, your loneliness, your anger onto one person but never ask how they're doing, they'll slowly start closing themselves off. Because here's the truth, everyone carries something, and sometimes we don't need someone to talk, we just need someone who's willing to listen. So what should you do? Pay attention. If someone seems distant or tense when they talk to you, ask yourself, am I giving them room to breathe? If you find yourself constantly needing attention, ask, am I respecting their time, their energy, their life? And if someone sets a boundary about visits, conversations, or anything else, don't take it personally. It's probably not about you. It's about what they need to stay balanced. And when you respect that, people feel safe with you. They trust you more. They want you around. Bottom line, real relationships are built on mutual respect. When people feel like their boundaries matter, they open up, they stay connected, they make space for you in their life, willingly. If you made it this far, comment number 6 below too. Let me know you're still with us. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and stick around for more content that's made to inspire and open minds. Final thoughts: growing older doesn't mean growing apart. Just because we get older doesn't mean we lose people. But sometimes, without even knowing it, we start picking up habits that slowly push others away. Here's the good news, it's not permanent. The moment you become aware of these patterns, you can begin to shift them. In this video, we talked about how constant negativity can drain the people around you, why giving advice without being asked can feel like judgment, how resisting change can slowly cut you off, what happens when you expect too much and give too little. Scheme living in the past can make the present feel out of reach, and why crossing personal boundaries can shut others down emotionally. Each of these habits can cause resentment, even if that's not what you intended. But here's the heart of it all. Awareness is the first step. Even small changes can bring people back into your life. And remember this, strong relationships grow with respect, appreciation, and balance. People naturally want to be around those who make them feel seen, valued, and at ease. No matter your age, you can absolutely be that person. So now I'd love to hear from you. Which one of these 6 points hit you the hardest? If you ever felt someone drift away and now you finally see why, drop it in the comments. I read every single one, and who knows, your story might help someone else who's going through the same thing right now. Thanks so much for spending this time with us today. Before you go, leave a comment with one thing you're taking away from this video and how you plan to apply it in your life. Your words aren't just text on a screen, they re-inspiration, motivation, and maybe even a roadmap for someone else. Hey, if this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need it. Your support is what keeps this message going. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.